Okay, we're going to talk about the basic salmon casts. Now when we're doing the single-handed casting, talking about the importance of the roll cast. You know, for trout fishermen that have done a lot of overhead casting, it can be quite difficult to get your head around the Spey cast because the line doesn't leave the water. And with the basic roll cast that we covered with a single-handed rod, it's basically just lifting that rod tip up to 11, drawing the line smoothly back across the water to the casting position of 1 o'clock there, and then rolling it forward. That's your basic roll cast. Draw it back to 1 o'clock, pause and accelerate to 10. Same as an overhead in terms of the application of power, 1 o'clock to 10 o'clock. And if you can get comfortable with this roll cast with a double-handed rod, I mean this is a nice light 6/7 switch weight, so a 6/7 switch rod, it feels as light as a trout rod this. So it's a great rod for learning the roll cast and then progressing on to the Spey cast and getting that bottom hand to work, which is key. So you're drawing it back to 1 o'clock, pausing, accelerating to 10, and the bottom hand is absolutely vital with these casts. That's where you put the power in. The top hand's the pivot. Same application of power as an overhead cast, 1 o'clock to 10 o'clock. But you put the power in with that bottom hand and I'll roll that line out no problem. So that's your basic roll cast. Now, to turn that into a single Spey, we need to get that anchor point, which when we do the roll cast is just off to our side here. The trouble with the roll cast is you can only change direction by about 30 degrees, otherwise you're going to catch the line. So to develop that into the single Spey, we need to get that anchor point up on the water, up off your right shoulder in this case, anywhere around the tip of the rod if you hold it up at about 45 degrees. So we're going to lift, sweep round, there's your anchor point, and it just means we can get that nice angle to get that line across the stream and let that salmon fly swing through. Now just to show that again, we're going to lift the rod up to 11, we're going to twist them upper body, there's the anchor point, and just roll it out. And that's your single Spey. It just allows you to get that nice angle across the stream, and the current will do the rest. Just swing that salmon fly around a treat. Now, the single Spey is actually one of the harder casts to do because we have to get all that line up there. Another cast that we can use to get around that is actually the circle Spey or the snap T. What that does is it throws the line up there for us by doing this motion here. Circle, we draw the line back in itself to form that loop, and then we can get that nice angle again. So we lift to here, big circle clockwise, draw that line back over itself to form the anchor, and forward cast. Now this can look a bit more complicated. There's an added dimension in it to the single Spey, but it actually can make it a lot easier to get your head around the timing of these Spey casts, and it gets that line up there where it needs to go. Big circle, draw it back, there's your anchor point, and over. And once you get comfortable with that, you can shoot line and finger cast a fair distance, and that's you off fishing. But this roll cast, absolutely vital to get comfortable with that. Line has to stay in the water, that's your anchor point there. And just to develop that into the single Spey, twist round, get that nice angle.